Hunted. Cold open, fade in. Superimpose. Santa Barbara, territory of New Mexico, 1870. Exterior Santa Barbara, day. A desert sun beats down on a small town. Various locals wander the streets. Mexicans, Navajo, American soldiers, and the odd Anglo. A group of men are building a gallows directly across from the jail. A crowd, including the uniformed marshal, watch. A church bell tolls. Interior jail, moments later. 4 cramped cells line one wall of the whitewashed adobe jailhouse. From one of the cells, a loud, persistent snore fills the building. A deputy marshal, 20s, acne-covered, sits at a desk, clumsily scratching a name on the wood top with a thin-bladed knife. The name Sally becomes clear. In the nearest cell, a prisoner, teens, a slender, clean-shaven man, stands with his arms resting on the cell bars, rolling a cigarette and watching the deputy marshal.
She ain't worth it.
The deputy marshal nearly drops the knife, slicing open a knuckle.
You shut up, killer.
The man licks the cigarette, spits out stray tobacco, and pops the butt in his mouth.
That's the best you got? No shame in having a stiff prick for one of Suzette's girls.
The deputy marshal slams the blade into the wood beside the carved name. He rushes toward the prisoner, who steps back and lights a cigarette with a match.
You don't talk about her like that.
She's a cute little thing, that's for sure. Got the cutest little furry lips I think I've ever tasted.
Red-faced, the deputy marshal struggles with the keys to open the door and storms into the cell, trying to draw his Colt while he does so. Before he can get it out, the prisoner has him up against the bars, his arm across the deputy marshal's neck, his face almost touching the other's. Blood from the deputy marshal is on both of them now.
Don't test my good nature, boy.
At a noise outside, the prisoner abruptly releases the deputy marshal and shoves him out of the cell, pulling the door shut. The deputy marshal finally gets the gun out and aims it at the prisoner. His hands and the gun are shaking. The prisoner backs into the cell and folds his arms over his chest. A smear of blood mars his cheek. They stare at each other a beat. The deputy marshal fumbles the gun back into its holster.
They're gonna hang you. As soon as the circuit judge comes to town, they're gonna send you boots to Bedlam.
He locks the cell door and stumbles back to the desk.
Snappy. They gotta try me first?
You're a murdering scoundrel. I'll put the rope around your neck myself. You wait and see.
Honey, you shouldn't have come here.
A young woman, Rose, teens, dressed in a simple fetching gown, enters the jail. Her face is streaked with tears. She ignores the deputy marshal and heads straight for the prisoner, takes his hands through the bars.
The judge is in town. He's opening court tomorrow.
The prisoner wipes the blood off his face and smiles at her.
Don't worry, Rose, honey. It's all going to be fine.
Yeah, when you're hanging at the end of a rope.
Not going to happen.
Superimposed New York City, late 1850s. Exterior New York City, late day. Middle-class neighborhood, nice 2- and 3-story brownstones. Lad house, well-kept 2-story brownstone. Interior lad house kitchen, moments later. Cara Ladd, teens. Dark-haired and slight, she rushes into the kitchen. She wears a 2-piece riding habit, leather boots, and carries a riding crop. Holding aloft a letter, she is clearly excited.
It's from Alcantara, New Mexico.
She skids to a stop when she sees who is there. Cara's father, a middle-aged Italian man in a suit. Her mother, a slightly younger, dark-haired Irish woman, sits at a large oak table. 2 men in the navy blue uniform of the New York Municipal Police stand over the 2 seated people. The first man, Lieutenant Mike, 40s, is the tallest of the 2. The second man is Lieutenant Mike's son, Junior, 30s, younger, nervously fiddling with his baton on his belt. All 4 stare at Cara. She stuffs the letter into a dress pocket. She picks up a breakfast biscuit from a platter on the counter.
Cara, what have I told you about riding alone? Your father will collect the mail.
Cara ignores her mother and stares at the police.
Why are you here? Cara, don't speak to visitors like that. Where are your manners?
Go to your room, Cara.
But...
This is adult business and not your concern. Do as your mother says.
The lieutenant strokes his baton. He smiles with thin lips.
You're wrong, Herman. This does concern her.
My name is Armando Ladaro. They might make me change my name when I come to this country, but I never forget.
That's real sweet, Hermano.
My daughter is not a part of this.
Cara, please go upstairs. We'll read your uncle's letter later.
Nothing's changed since the last time we talked. Mayor Woods wants you to back off.
Cara,
Let the kid stay. She should know what kind of shit her old man's in.
We don't use that language like that in my home. Go to your room.
Cara grabs the tray of biscuits and races out of the kitchen to loud laughter. She bounds up the stairs 2 at a time and is out of breath when she reaches the second floor. She slams through the second door down from the stairs.
You need to work on your attitude, Herman. Woods is mayor now.
Interior lad house, Cara's bedroom, moments later. The furniture consists of a narrow bed, a bookcase filled with books on geography, botany, and fiction by Nathaniel Hawthorne and Susan Warner, among others. A book of geography is open to a page showing a colored map of the U.S. and all its states and territories. Nothing else is typical of a girl's room. A wooden dresser is covered with pewter and brass animals, horses dominating. Both a cricket bat and ball and a baseball bat and ball lean against the bookcase. A pirate's hat rests on a wooden sword which leans against the dresser. Cara hears another upstairs door open and the floor creak. She exits her room. Interior lad house, upstairs hall, moments later. Dominique, 12, Cara's brother, slender and dark like her, steps out of his room. He frowns at Cara.
Cara, no.
Cara stops and shakes her head.
Don't make the policemen mad.
Who are they?
Trouble. Don't make it worse.
Dominique puts his finger to his lips and goes back into his room, closing the door. Cara glares after him. Interior lad house kitchen, late day.
Mayor Woods is clear about this. He wants you to back off. The municipals are staying. We've got control of things, and we're keeping the niggers and the papists out.
You municipals are the most corrupt police I have ever known. You and your Tammany Hall goons can go to...
You're not seeing the big picture here.
Father stands up abruptly.
Get out of my house.
Not till we get things straightened out.
No!
Interior lad house, Cara's bedroom, moments later. Cara re-enters her room and slams the bedroom door. She picks up a book from her neatly made bed. The title is visible, The Last of the Mohicans by James Fenimore Cooper. Sitting in a pine rocking chair, she opens the book. She moves restlessly in the chair. She keeps looking at the door. A loud crack, like something heavy hitting a wooden table.
Sit down and shut up, hermano.
Cara jumps. She scrambles out of the rocking chair and throws the book on the bed. She paces the room, kicking aside anything in her way. I gotta get out of here. She dives across the room to her dresser. Reaching into the back of the lowest drawer, she pulls out a pair of boys' gray trousers and a white shirt. She removes her boots and riding habit and pulls the pants and shirt on over the one-piece underwear she has on already. While she buttons the shirt, her bedroom door flies open and Dominic charges in.
Where are you going?
Cara ignores him and continues pulling out parts of an outfit. Scruffy boots, a peaked cap, a jacket. She stuffs the letter into one of her deep pockets.
You can't keep going out dressed like this. It's not right. Girls
don't do anything. I'm as good as you are at baseball and swimming, and we both know you'll never be as a good writer as I am.
You can be all those things. You don't have to dress like a boy.
Mama told me last week I have to stop playing with you. She's not gonna let the tutor teach me anymore either. She says now I have to learn to be the lady of the house.
But you are. How can you be something else?
When I dress like this, I'm on the street, no one looks twice at me or yells me to go home. That a young lady shouldn't be on the street alone.
You can't make yourself into a boy. It's not right.
Armando, no! I can't listen to that.
Dominic watches while she puts her long hair up into a tight bun and pulls a cap over it. Transformation complete, she looks at Dominic one last time.
Stop, please. Mar the deal. I beg. You stop.
I'll be back soon. An hour maybe. Go back to your room.
Cara, please.
I'm sorry.
She slides out the window onto a rose trellis and to the ground at the side of the house in sight of the street. Exterior lad house, early evening. Outside, she dashes across the street. In a small park several blocks from home, she meets up with 3 boys, Mick, Ollie, and Charlie, all roughly her age. Mick is the oldest and the tallest. They greet each other loudly.
Hey, didn't think you were coming. You bring us anything?
She hands over a bag with biscuits. 3 boys dive into them, eating like they haven't had anything in days. When Mick finishes his, he burps loudly.
Where are you guys off to?
Solly's rat pit is on. Me and the boys are gonna go to Swicket. Come on. Solly always has the best dogs.
Interior Solly's rat pit, night. A dark, cavernous room with a crude walled pit surrounded by throngs of men in work clothes, eagerly clutching money in their fists. A small terrier prowls the pit. Solly, 40-ish, big-bellied, wearing a fancy top hat, approaches the pit holding a squirming cotton sack.
Place your bets, gents and ladies. We got any ladies, that is. I mean you, Missy Joy.
Laughter erupts. Missy Joy, 40 to 60, heavily made up with rouged cheeks, bright red lips, and eyes lined with black coal. Her dress shows a lot of bosom. She smiles and giggles into a fan, enjoying the attention. Several men hold out money and shout. After a minute of this, Sully dumps a large pile of rats into the pit. Mick shouts along with them. While he does so, the other two boys move stealthily through the distracted crowd, lifting watches, wallets, and anything of value they can find. Cara stands rigidly, staring into the rat pit where the dog is tearing through the rats. The air is full of squealing and barking. Turning her back on the carnage, she picks a couple of pockets herself. She notices Mick talking intensely with a rough-looking young man. Exterior Solly's rat pit night. A rough neighborhood. Chickens and stray pigs wander the streets. Dwellings and people are unkempt and dirty. Exterior Mick's cellar, continuous. The four enter a dark basement in a burnt-out building. Interior Mick's cellar, continuous. The cellar is full of broken junk. Mick lights an oil lamp. They all show their booty. Each one hands Mick something, a coin, a pocket watch, a pipe. Cara gives him an empty money clip. She slips a silver lighter into a pocket.
Nice haul, but this is chicken feed. We need to find a bigger game.
Sounds of agreement from everyone.
Like what?
I was talking to Stick tonight. He says there's a ship coming in tomorrow night what's carrying a chest full of gold.
Yeah, right.
Nah, he was dead serious. It's a Dutch ship out of Liverpool. Captain's got it in his cabin.